Hey everybody, welcome to the show this week. This one was a real pleasure. These two have inspired thousands to pick up guitars, inspired many bands with their aggressive guitar sound and searing, intimate vocals. This is episode 128 of In It to Spin It with Babes in Toyland.
The smell of piss is tremendous.
Ready? Action?
Action.
So we met up with the ladies from Babes in Toyland, Kat and Lori, at the Green Room. We were super impressed with the live show. It came off amazingly. The place was packed. Everyone had a great time. The girls were in good spirits. Enjoy our chat. Hey everybody out there, we are once again in the Biltmore here in Vancouver with the amazing members of Babes in Toyland. Kat and Lori, say hi to everybody out there.
Hi everybody out there.
Right on, thank you. This is a real awesome special treat. It's so great to meet you, and thank you so much for putting aside the time for us here today. So welcome back to Vancouver. Do you guys, let's start with Vancouver. Do you guys have a special history with Vancouver? Any memories when the last time you played here was at all?
Well, I like the memories I have in Vancouver. Dave Rave Ogilvy lives here.
Right.
We used to do some for Skinny
Skinny
Puppy
Puppy
and us
stuff.
for Lollapalooza. And I also worked on a project with him, the Brian Adams Studio.
Warehouse.
Which is it called the Warehouse?
Yeah.
For Witchblade compilation that a bunch of musicians were on. Lori, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't.
What was the last show? I think I heard that. I just want to say, put this out there. Maybe it was 1995, Town Pump.
The Town Pump. Was that with Screaming Trees?
I'm not sure.
Or Dinosaur? No, Screaming Trees, I think, or Dinosaur Jr. No, Screaming Trees.
Mark Lanigan.
Yep, I think we played with them because we stayed on Vancouver Island. The place put us in a house that they have on Vancouver Island, and it was an electrical storm. It was insane electrical storm.
Wow.
To take a boat over there, it was super crazy and really fun.
Is that when Nashville we saw them the next day?
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, you guys are from
remember.
Minnesota, and I found in my personal collection. You don't need to film this; we can put it in. But I know you guys like Soul Asylum.
Yep.
So there's a Soul Asylum
That's
poster
awesome.
from the
Wow.
Town Pump, your last gig in Vancouver.
That's an old school one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what year that is, but
That's from a long time ago.
yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. I found it in my stuff.
Yep, that's great. Thanks
so,
for sharing it.
Yeah, no problem. Let's talk about the reunion. You guys got some shows under your belts now.
Yep.
I know you probably had some expectations of what the feeling was going to be like again, but what's the most unexpected sort of good thing that's come of playing with your friends and touring again that you didn't really plan for, like just being on stage, or?
I don't really expect anything.
No?
I just like what happens.
Yeah, we don't go, okay, well, we I hope all of our shows sell out, and I hope that we get a tour bus, and I hope that, we just kind of take day to day. We're a pretty easy DIY band, pretty simple, and then we just kind of take it day by day and whatever. We have a great time. I mean, as of 2016, Kat and I started 30 years ago.
Right, wow.
So we're both still here. We're both still
doing
like, yeah, she's my best friend. So
Yeah.
there's not really a better thing to do than to play music with your great friend and share these. We've shared more things together than
Any relationship.
A lot than probably 80% of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, just the things that we've done, and the experiences that we've had over all the years. I mean, being in a war in Ljubljana and a tornado in where was that in?
Midwest.
No, that was the place blew the venue down. I think it was down by South Carolina or something.
The day before we played.
Really?
And we were in an earthquake in San Francisco, and we had our vehicle got totaled in Arizona by a flying tire, and I mean it's like crazy the things that we've experienced. I mean, besides just our day to day, everything that happens, and
a lot of weather
stories. But
I
it's
heard
pretty exciting and pretty
that
fun.
friendship is what the
The travel.
reunion is based
Yeah.
on. Getting back together. So talk about that sort of creating those songs together from not really being able to be that proficient in your instruments, and then getting to play on stage for the first time in front of people and hearing your songs maybe on the radio for the first time or in front of a lot of people.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I remember, I really liked when we made that single at War Folk Show, because when we were putting those records in the sleeves, it's like, oh my god, it's a real record.
Of your own music.
Yeah, I really
On
liked
Treehouse
that.
Records.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess just sitting in my basement of my house and just, doing the like fundamentals of forming, just Hirsch. It was really weird since the get-go when I'm self-taught and I didn't know anything about the drums. I didn't even know how to set them up or tear them down or anything. But she just would start playing and I would start playing, and we both have something, I don't know what, but we would totally stop at the same time and do weird changes at the same time. And it was just
And we'd
really,
laugh
really,
really
and then we
hard
would be
afterwards.
done after we would just do it. We would just boisterously just laugh for the longest time because we just couldn't believe that we just did that, and it was just funny, and it was like, wow, that was good.
We still do that.
We
but-
do.
Yeah.
It's really cool to hear songs like Quiet Room and Won't Tell come from that, because those are amazing songs, so the growth is really, really cool to see there. Looking back on your catalog while you guys were relearning and deciding what songs would make the set list, were there any songs that you sort of heard again for the first time, maybe 20 years later, connecting differently with lyrics that you had written yourself or formed the song? Were you hearing them?
I think
connection?
because for me, not playing them for about 14 years or whatever it was, 13 years by the time we had played, just getting old, maturing, and being more mentally and physically healthier. I mean, of course, when you're younger, you have a longer stamina, your bones are stronger, and all that. But I'm like physically and mentally healthier than I was probably 30 years ago when we start. 29 years ago. Just because you're a kid and you just, your focus is.
It's more,
I cared a lot about it. It was my life at that time too.
It makes it sound different.
It really. It was my life back then, and it's my life now. But I think just because we've gone through so much and everything, that it's just more important because we had all that time instead of
Okay.
Because you just change as you mature. That's one really great thing, is that you just kind of really do realize you know where you came from, you know who your people are, and things are more sacred, and I cry from tears of joy a lot because and I guess I kind of used to, but now that I'm older, just things are just really a lot more
meaningful.
Meaningful, and because
Sacred.
I've lost we've both lost many people along the
I
road.
think that happens to everyone as you grow
It does,
older,
and so you
unfortunately.
just realize how lucky that we are that both of us are still alive. Because we've both been through a lot of different things, and that we can maintain and be this close again, and have a lot of
Share the
fun.
music,
Plus, you see it. I like seeing old friends too on tour. That's really good. I hope they've been through.
I recently read a cool story that I would love to hear you guys tell in person, that you, Babes in Toyland, had a direct impact on the In Utero artwork.
Oh,
In
you messed with it
Minnesota.
Quite recently.
I know. You know what? I think I told that to a woman in England, and you know, and I said I don't really ever talk about this. She goes, "Why do we have to write about it?" I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And then she
wrote
did.
it. Well,
But
it's just such an awesome story.
It's just because,
cool story.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
really cool story. It's just that, you know, I'm not like, oh, I did, you know, I'm kind of, some things are sacred and some things are humble and some things I don't really talk about because it's,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, you know, they recorded at Pachyderm where we recorded a record.
Which is shut down now, I believe.
Pachyderm, it's not, it's just that the most recent owner died last year.
Okay.
And so his engineer is still carrying on, and his parents, I think, are going to continue
Yeah,
with it.
doing it. Okay.
So yeah, John's parents. So John was the owner, but excuse me.
So Lori took
Yeah, we can respect it. I mean, if anyone
yeah,
wants to
it's
find
also-
it, they can just Google it. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
might
is,
totally
yeah.
respect that.
No, it's
Like, you don't-
okay. It's just yeah.
I
we
just thought it was really cool story, but
It
I'm
is,
sure
yeah,
everyone
it is,
does.
and
so.
it wasn't even planned. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just something that happened. I took Chris and Kurt to the Mall of America, which is I guess the Canadians that own the
Edmonton.
mall
Yeah,
in North America, in Canada,
yeah,
and then there's one in Bloomington, Minnesota.
yeah.
It's just a few miles from my house and a little ways from Pachyderm, but they just wanted, Dave was laying down the drum tracks, and so let's go to Mall of America. And Steve Albini was like, "Oh, you can't take them to Mall of America. They're gonna get mauled. They're gonna get mobbed." And I was just like, rolled my eyeballs and like, "Oh, whatever." No, they aren't. It's just a bunch of suburban people that don't know
Yeah.
anything about anything.
So they didn't get mobbed.
No, they did not.
No.
In fact, one person came up to me because I had my dreadlocks at the time and like, "Oh, you're in Babes in Toyland," and I was like, "Yep."
Nice.
And they were standing next to me, and that was it.
Oh.
You're like, ha!
But there was a really great story that was my favorite story called Bare Bones, and I knew that Kurt would really love it.
Yeah,
And so I said, "I gotta take you to the store," and you know, and so they're like, "Hey, let's go," you know, because I stayed down there with them for a few days at Pachyderm, and because I didn't live like 30 miles away. And so we went to the mall and we went to Bare Bones, and he got like it was just like medical fetuses, you know,
Yeah.
like the stuff that they have
Bones
in the science rooms, and you
Yeah.
know, like you buy for classrooms and,
yeah,
and science rooms and all that stuff. And so he just was like, "I want that, I want that, I want that." And
Yeah,
so he
cool.
ordered all of this stuff.
yeah.
And some of it they didn't even have there, but they had one, but you had to order it and then they shipped it to you or
Yeah.
whatever. So no one knew who he was until he wrote a check.
Yeah.
And he told me later on, like, I don't know, a few months later, he goes, "Lori, guess what?" I go, "What?" Because he spent over $4,000.
On
And
that
back
stuff.
in whatever year that was,
93, I guess. The album came out in
You know?
94.
That was, I mean, you know, 93, that was,
change.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was 22 years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's, now
For-
would probably be like $7,000 or $8,000,
For
you
a
know?
little company to
But
not.
he wrote a check, and he said, he said they never cashed it because it was a check from Kurt
Like an
Cobain.
autograph.
That's just
And they never cashed it, so he got all that stuff for free. But it's like all the things up from the heart-shaped box, like
The video
all
and
that.
stuff, yeah.
I
wonder
didn't
if there's
know
a
it until.
shout out in the liner notes.
Pardon me?
I wonder if there's a shout out to Bare Bones in the
know.
liner notes. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
if they did
I
that.
don't know.
We'll
I
have to
never
check
looked.
it out. Yeah.
And then the cover of
And then the
Hero.
cover of is
Yeah.
from that what he
And the
bought
back
from
panel.
there too.
That's
That's so
amazing.
cool.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, it's pretty. It is, and I don't think it was planned. It was like, oh, I bought it. He just bought it because he liked it. And then
Yeah.
it just you know how
It affected so
brain
much.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Well.
he used it for painting inspiration too. I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Nice. Well, it's so great to hear stories from you guys and to meet you. It's a real pleasure. I know Fontanelle has been re-released on
That's
vinyl.
what I just heard.
We just
Yeah.
we
You
both.
just
I just
heard it?
found out last night.
Yeah, I found
Oh.
out it's coming to a few record stores here, so that's cool. And hopefully we get some new Babes in Toyland music, maybe at the end of the tour. I heard you're going to see how things are.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
after the new year, after we're done touring or something
Yeah.
like that. I read it.
Because they have a new
Okay.
bass
Cool.
player, which is
Yeah.
inspiring.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes it different.
Very inspiring. Which is really
Different
good. It's
dynamic.
really fun.
Cool. Okay. Well, I think that wraps it up. It's been great talking to you. Can't wait to see you play live.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right on.
Bye.